Hello, let's do Starstruck for January 8th. We're going to start with the easy, and it's called triangles. All right, so this formation here, we take out of here and here because this touches all of yellow, and this sees yellow in the column and then touches this one. So no matter where the star is, we take those out. These do have one that takes out, but they're all off the grid. It would be like the cells off the grid there. What else is going on here? Okay, so I can draw a line here. So everything to the left of this is three columns, right? Every column has exactly one star. And so, but we also know every region has one star. And notice that brown, green, and light blue here are completely within these three columns. So brown will give a star, green will give a star, and light blue will give a star. So if you're not those three, which I'll mark off here, we're going to have a star somewhere here, here, and here. So if you're not those, then you can't put a star because you'd be an extra star for those three columns. So we can X out all of those. Same thing for the bottom two rows, the light blue and the red. Use the bottom two rows. So we can X out those. Same for these these rightmost two columns, orange and yellow. We'll use those. And so that places a star in red, which places a star in blue. All right, so we're going to have a star in one of these two because of the column. And so this touches both of them, and this touches both of them. So those can't be in. What else is going on here? Is there an obvious place to follow up here? I'm looking. We're limited on where we can go in gray, but not by enough. Did I miss an obvious conclusion here? It seems like I should have. Okay, so green is in one of these two, right? Green's going to be here or here. So the rest of the row is not going to have one. And that gives us yellow and orange. Gives us brown and then this green. And then gray and then dark blue. All right, got done. Cool. Let's move on to the hard. All right. So this has what they call an X-wing, and if you hit hint, eventually it'll probably tell you about the X-wing. But let me explain this because it is quite an interesting technique. It is not very similar to it shares some bones with the X-wing in Sudoku, but honestly, it's pretty different. It's actually more akin to set theory in Sudoku. But bear with me while I highlight these rows and columns. So in red, I have isolated column two here, column second to last. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So column two and column nine, and then row two and row nine. It doesn't have to be like symmetric like that, but it's nice when they construct it that way because it's easier to see. So what do we know about row two, right? We're going to have one star in row two. What do we know about column two? We're going to have one star, right? So each of these rows and columns have one star. So I have up to four stars in these two rows and these two columns. Now I say up to because if I put one in the corner, then that's going to be a star for both column two and row two in this case. So that removes the need for an extra star. So I'd have up to three stars if I put a star here. So I could do a star in both corners, for example. So I could have anywhere from 2 to 4 stars. But 2 is the minimum, 4 is the max. But now look what's happened here. All of green is within the rows and columns I've highlighted. All of yellow is, all of orange is, and all of purple is. So there's going to be a star in green. There's going to be a star in yellow, a star in orange, and a star in purple. That's our 4 stars. That's the maximum stars. So that means that within these rows and columns, I can't put any more stars. So if you're not in those 4 regions, then you are not a star. So we can X out all of this. But in addition to that, we can also X out the corners. Because if I try to put it in a corner, then I don't have 4 stars. I now have 3 stars if I put it in this corner, or 2. And that's not going to be allowed because I need exactly 4 stars in these rows and columns. And so I can actually X out the corners as well. And that is what they call the X-wing technique. So that gets us a nice seed to this puzzle. Some X's. This touches all of purple. This touches all of orange. This touches all of green. This touches all of yellow. Red is now only within this column, so we can X out the rest of this column. All right. What else can we do? Brown is only in this row, so we can X all those out. And now this dark purple, actually, we can X out the rest of the column, but also these two both touch the last two in this dark blue, I should call it. So that leaves only one place in green. And so now we know it's going to sort of cycle this way. So because we've taken out of this, it's going to be one of these two, which does take out these, but it also takes out these, which gives us the orange. And then that gives us the purple. All right, now red has only one place. Now yellow has only one place. And blue has only one place. Orange is going to be in one of these two, so that takes out the rest of the row and these two that touch it. Brown is in one of these two. Everything else is already taken out, though. This is interesting. Oh, sorry, it's not that interesting. I can just place it in gray. I was lining up brown and orange and gray and seeing something that was a bit more obvious this way. All right, so we just placed the raining stars. Nice. So once you know the X-Wing technique, it really makes quick work of these puzzles when it's in there. And you can kind of recognize it pretty easily because look, we've kind of you can see the square, right? It almost makes a square. Now you have to be careful that it doesn't escape out of there. But if it's fully just in this one cell outlined square with some missing pieces, it's the X-Wing, and you can just make those eliminations right away. You don't have to justify it. All right, cool. And that's it. How'd you do?